If you love food as much as I do, then boy, are you in for a treat today. Because in this food adventure, I'm taking on an epic burger challenge. And it comes with multiple sides too, including one that I've never tried before. So to make sure that I was fully prepared for the upcoming feast, I went exploring more of the Sydney area once again. I'm also with the big man himself, Randy Santel, who I continue to document his phone addiction, which he's getting faster on the draw when it comes to hiding it. But like all true addicts, it's only a matter of time before those impulses take over.
He's got total addiction tendencies.
While on our way to do some sightseeing, we stopped into a nearby shop to grab some waters, and I unexpectedly came across a ton of candy. But also, I came across the one and only Tim Tams, a legendary chocolate biscuit native to these lands, which I've heard so many great things about. I had no idea that these Tim Tams came in a crazy amount of flavors. These are definitely on my list to try at some point, just not today. And as we continued on, eventually making our way to the two main points of interest. The first one was the Kudos Bank Arena, which was pretty neat, but the one I had more interest in was the ANZ Stadium, particularly because I saw these group of poles that were bunched up together for some odd reason. Well, upon further investigation, and that's because it's actually a monument known as the Games Memories, which pays tribute to the 74,000 volunteers of the 2000 Olympics, which of course were held here in Sydney. And the poles list the names of each volunteer, which I thought was just amazing. Now while I continue to explore around, there were a few other cool things I spotted, including a giant-sized chessboard, and a very, strange looking playground of sorts, which does not look children friendly whatsoever. But Randy did find a seat to sit down in and feed his addiction.
It's all the time.
Then once things wrapped up here, it was time to change into my food fighting attire and head to the Surrey Hills area of Sydney, to a restaurant known as Bear Grill. And we got there a bit early to settle in and check everything out, including some pretty impressive artwork along the back wall, which is where I'd be doing my challenge. And the battle is on. Right out of the gate, I'm working double time, grabbing 2 stacks of patties, then going to town and sending it down, as I'm taking on the newly named Randy Santel Burger Challenge, which previously it was called the Death Burger Challenge, but Randy had just completed the challenge and the restaurant gave him the powers to rename it. So, this burger challenge, man, this thing is absolutely loaded. First of all, you've got that towering burger, which has 10 burger patties, 10 slices of cheese, and then 20 pieces of bacon. Then for the sides, which is where things get really interesting, including 6 buffalo wings, mac and cheese, fries, and the secret signature item that I've never tried before, which are spring rolls. But not just any kind of spring rolls, they're cheeseburger spring rolls. And honestly, I didn't know what to expect, but it had me hyped. And let me know in the comments down below if that would get you hyped too. There's a 30-minute time limit with this challenge, and if you fail, it's going to cost you 60 Australian dollars. But if you can win, you get the meal for free, a free shirt, and your picture up on the wall of fame. So after taking my first few bites of these bacon cheeseburger patties, I gotta say, it was delicious. It was packing all those juicy and savory flavors you would expect from a great burger. And as I continued on with this challenge, there was no doubt in my mind that the cooks here at Bear Grill, they definitely know what's up and know how to whip up a tasty burger. Cooked to perfection too, and I was even a little surprised here myself, since normally I do find it tougher to eat the bacon with the burger, but this culinary creation contained that melt in your mouth effect, so I was just able to keep attacking those double stacks. Bite after delicious bite, baby.
You guys think he's gonna finish? Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, look at that. There's some familiar faces in the crowd cheering me on, including folks who came to see my previous challenge. Then you've also got Reese the Beast, Mabel, and of course, the legendary Jamie Miller. Finishing up with that stacked bacon cheeseburger, it was time to move on to the sides, starting with those wings. And based off that bacon cheeseburger, I had some big expectations with these wings. And guess what? They certainly delivered.
Crocodile Mitch.
If you know where that reference comes from, put it down in the comments down below. And like a crocodile, I'm tearing through these buffalo wings with ease. And once again, the cooks here did a great job, as these wings had that satisfying fried crunch on the outside as you bite into them, then start getting the juicy and tender meat on the inside. And I'm not gonna lie, I was liking these fries. They were more of a no frills, stick to the basics and do it well, golden on the outside, softer but not soggy on the inside, with a light dash of salt. And with how delicious and flavorful everything was so far with this food challenge, I had high hopes that these were gonna be a real treat to eat. Yeah, it was amazing. You get that initial flaky crunch from the outside, and then you're soon biting into that warm, juicy burger, tasting all of its flavor and meaty goodness. And then there's some melted cheese to follow it up. I was definitely gonna save those other two for the end, but let me tell you, this mac and cheese, it was no slouch either. It had that nice, rich, creamy, cheesy flavor, which I'm pretty sure those are the key ingredients to a good mac and cheese.
Lemon, are you proud of him tonight?
I'm very proud. It's a great name of Australian sport right here. Crocodile Mitch. The French fry.
As I graciously received some high praises from the legend himself, I continued on, chewing through this challenge and enjoying each bite along the way. Now hold on, my food adventures here are not over just yet. The restaurant said that they had an epic surprise waiting for me, so I headed outside to quickly bust out my post-challenge victory push-ups. And when I came back in and saw what they had in store, oh baby, was I in for a treat. As the restaurant was making me one of their signature bear shakes, and just watching this divine dessert being constructed and crafted. It's a spectacle all on its own. And to start things out, they use both chocolate syrup and Nutella. Then you've also got some crushed peanuts, and there goes in the milkshake. Then, check this out. They take a whole ice cream bar and just dunk that bad boy in there. Next is a bunch of whipped cream twirled on top, and then some decadent chocolate covered pretzels. At this point, I started to question if this was real life. They added even more chocolate syrup on top and around the sides. Then came a few dashes of sprinkles, with some Salt Bae vibes for that extra flair. Then a few flicks of sprinkles across the sides for good measure. By the way, let's not overlook the caramel popcorn at the base, which I didn't even notice until this thing was finished. But oh my, what a fine looking masterpiece this is. Is the fat kid inside me screaming for joy? Yes. Was this gonna make me thick real quick and stick to my hips? No doubt about it. Was it gonna be worth it? Well, there was only one way to find out.
Oh, you don't even know. So good.
And that, my friends, is what eternal bliss looks like. Pure, unadulterated goodness. My God, was this all so good? With all its varieties of sugary, sweet, and creamy goodness, it truly was a masterpiece. There was no way I wasn't gonna spend my time to enjoy this one and make sure I didn't waste a single morsel. Then once this euphoric experience had finished, it was time to saddle up and make the way back to our base of operations. And this shouldn't come as a shocker, but I was starting to feel the effects of a severe food coma. And it was hitting me like a brick wall. But I did make it back, intact, ready to rest, recover, and ready myself to do it again the very next day. And to watch more from this trip, tap the video on the screen or click the link in the description down below, and I'll see you there.